Hey everyone, welcome to a Friday afternoon stream. We're going to do a Solvol Filament Dryer. Some minor upgrades, and let me remove the background so see the avatars there. Hey, how's it going? So I don't know if we've got anyone out in the chat yet. Hopefully this microphone setup is working with my Anchor Bluetooth speaker conference call unit, which usually works pretty well, but hopefully that's working well. Everyone can hear me. Oh, I better change the background. We're not doing Sunday Night Geekery. There we go. So yeah, so there's let me zoom in on this camera here. So we've got this great Solvol filament dryer, which I've been pretty happy with, I have to say. But darn, the fan is damn loud. So let me pull this closer here. Crunchy noises there. Stuck on something. Let me put it back on here. Let's see. Let's see if you can hear this. The speaker right next to it. So yeah, the unit's good. It heats well. One trick with this unit, I have to say, you got to read the instructions. If you want to actually dry your filament, you've got to leave a gap open. Either you can use the clips here, put something here, but you want some air going in, out of the filament dryer. Because if you don't, what happened, I tried to dry some filament, and filament was, it reaches temperature, but the moisture's got nowhere to go. This box is also can be used as a storage unit, which is why they have these plugs here. So you want to make sure that you have a little adapter, which I do say, in all fairness, they say in the instruction sheets, or you can use just use the clips like so to keep the lid open. It doesn't look like an elegant solution, but it works. Or one mod I might do, you can put a dryer cap vent on top. You can close and open. You can 3D print one, and also I have this just a little spacer that you can put in here. You could use anything in here. Just put this I'll put this model in the chat that fits the dryer. So it just looks a little bit better having the clips, or the clip could fall down. But no, it's been a great filament dryer. It's a big improvement when you've got to print some old filament, and then I've got my bamboo printer here with the AMS, which is really amazing in terms of what you can do with the AMS in different colors. But once in a while, if you got old filament, it'll get stuck in one of the tubes, and I've got to be pretty good at it now. But you really have to, it's a pain. You got to take the AMS off, or go to one of the back tubes, and it's not the printer's fault, but you're using some crappy old filament. But yeah, you don't want to waste anything either, right? So yeah, so we've got this filament dryer. So the idea is that you've got the filament dryer, and you can use your old filament, or you keep your filament like new. I guess that's a better way to say it. So let's see. I don't know if you can hear this fan out loud. Let me turn off echo cancellation in the back here. Sometimes that'll make a difference in terms of not hearing that noise. So let me turn off echo cancellation, move mic background noise, and see if that makes a difference. And I know sometimes we use that noise cancellation. So you hear how loud that fan. It's a whining sound too. It sounds like one of those fans that's about to die on your computer. So if I turn it off, hear the difference. Let's turn that on again. Yeah, it's a really annoying, whiny noise, and I've typically got this running all the time. So if I'm going to do a print job, like I've got this marble filament in here. If I'm going to do some, statue or bust, this is a great filament to use. But I've had it for a while, and then it's in the box. If you don't do any prints, it can get pretty brittle. So I've actually gotten this. So now you can see it's been in the dryer for probably a few days. But yeah, it's not brittle. It's spongy. It's flexible like filament should be. But if you take some old filament, sometimes you can tell you just grab the end of it and poof, snaps right off. So the dryer does work. Now the other upgrade that I did, I'll put the link into. Someone did a great SpinCyle, they call it. So there's two ways to do it. You can either add desiccant holder to this unit, or I took the easier route, just print these SpinCyle um, prints, and what it does, it should mark where you have bottom. It does say bottom and top, so safety tip, it does say bottom and top. Maybe I'll color that in. So what you do, you unscrew this and load this with desiccant. So you're getting quite a bit of drying in here, and of course, let me close it so I don't, let me turn it upside down. And it's amazing you can 3D print these things like this, custom things. Turn it upside down, yeah. So it's open on both sides. I think this is just a decoration. There's one version that they took off the teardrops, but yeah, you really don't need that just for looks. But you do need the bottom and top, because you don't want to open it the wrong way. So I'll probably, good idea is to paint that in, so I always remember what's the top and what's the bottom. But that's a great way to add some silicone drying to this unit. There's another really ambitious project that someone did, and they changed the whole bottom of the unit out with a 3D print and added provision for storing desiccant in there. But I think you probably get just as much drying capability by having these, I'm assuming. The only downside is the surface area that goes through here, the air. I'm assuming with the fan it moves some, but this unit doesn't have a motorized, it's not spinning. So, you know, the silicon's probably in one spot, but, you know, it seems like it was not, I have to put in, you know, it says 8%. I'm going to put, you know, another hydrometer in there and see what it is. I'm running with the mic back over here. Let me turn off that, sorry. Let me turn off that, put on echo cancellation. It's probably crazy. Yeah. Reduce background noise. Yep. Okay. Sorry about that. So now you'll hear how bad that was. But here's the zoom in on this fan here. See, it's that little. And the 40mm fans are usually pretty cheap, unfortunately. So what we're gonna do is unscrew this base, take that fan out. Let me unplug it. But yeah, this fan has been super annoying. So I'm assuming it looks like it's four Phillips head screws there. So this shouldn't be a big thing to change out, but get my mat so I can save the screws. And we've got some new fans. Grab the fans. Put those fans in. So got some new fans on Amazon, of course. Where else? So it's just a standard 40mm computer fan. And these fans were, I think, again, I'll put the link into it. I think it was a 2-pack for $10. Some very cheap fan. So do I need to? No, but this other fan goes. Yep. So I've got a backup then. Let me move the camera here so I'm overhead, like so. Okay. All right. Let's get our Phillips screwdriver. Assuming it's just these four screws in here. This is it Phillips, or is it? I want to strip these. Oh, they're in there good. Probably the factory there. This, I don't know if this. Gotta see how this, if it all pops out as a unit. Let's see. Get this first screw out. That's one of the things that makes a big difference is keeping your filament dry. Can solve a lot of problems if you have some failures. You're like, what's going on? That's one of the reasons. Yeah. course, when you do these live, you can't speed up anything, right? You know, you watch those how-to videos. I'm just doing this real time. So if you're watching this later, feel free to speed this up. I could go back and edit some of these so they're quicker too. For example, these screws are really stuck in there good. Let's see if I get a larger size screw. Let's get a different screwdriver. All right, let's see if this one, because this one's in pretty good. There it goes. As you can see, that's loosening up now. They must, you know, the factory, they probably have a, you know, automatic driver. Man, the torque is set pretty overkill on this, especially going into plastic. Yeah. This is just a spacer. Let me get my fix it. Sit out here. Okay, because we strip these, it's not going to be good. Oh, yeah, that's the problem. Did I fix it? Won't get in there. Let's see. Oh, hey, Dangerberry and Gap. How's it going? Sorry, I missed the chat when I was looking there. Hope you guys are having a good Friday. Yep. This is Hello, Dr. Filament and Mark. Yep. Want to keep your filament healthy. That's for sure. Yep. Let's see, I think I got this one. What I should have done if I was smart was take these screws out ahead of time. I apologize. I didn't think 4 Phillips head screws would be that tough to grab. There we go. Gee. Yeah, and they really only see the thread in there. Oh, you know what? The head is doesn't come out, so it's as you tighten that. Yeah, it's a tight setting there. Let's take that screw up, make sure the head's okay there. And so they have it. Actually, the bottom here, if you look, it's not the OD of the screw hole. So really, it's screwing the 2 pieces together. You don't need that. That's It's not a good design. It should be a clear shaft here, and then go into the hole. But yeah, well, that way the screws are captive once they're in there. But, all right, so this is just this tray here. Very, very simple. You've got your little, there's your circuit board with the LEDs here, controls, power in. So it's got an adapter, so it's 12 volts. And then the fan just sits right in here. So let's see, the fan is actually just press fit in there, piece of tape. And just going to cut, I could put in an adapter. I'm just going to cut the ends and just clip them together if I want to get fancy. I don't have a piece. I don't think I have one with me, but put a socket there. But it's fast enough just to do this by hand, or I could always add that later to another one. But so all I got to do here is clip this. Let's see who makes this fan. This fan is Sindona. Oh, I can't see with my glasses, but yeah. So probably gonna throw that out. That's a loud fan. So let's strip our wires here. And hopefully that'll make it nice and quiet. Quieter. We'll see. If not, I'll have to buy a different fan. These wires here. I missed. Need to get my reading glasses on. Separate these two conductors a little bit. Put this. Oh, again, we got plenty of wire. Okay, so just separate that out. Get out your handy dandy wire stripper. And if you don't have a pair of this type of automatic wire stripper, get one. If you're doing any kind of electronics work, it's like magic. Go. Now let's clip this off. Yes, I know I could put a connector on, but I'm being lazy. And it's not like this machine is bouncing around anywhere. So let's strip these. Now this fan is just moving. It's not actually exhausting. It's just moving the material around. So I should have made a note of which way it's blowing. I'm assuming it was blowing forward across the base. So of course, just go. It's the only thing this would affect if you got the wiring wrong, you'd have the wrong polarity. When it just change the direction the fan would spin. So let's keep it the same. All right. And you can put wire nuts. I think I got to check to see if I have some really small wire nuts. But let's, of course, it's 12 volt. You're probably voiding your warranty here. So not responsible, but let's see if we, did move. Let's turn this on and see how loud this guy is compared to the other one. So this unit just power Still works, of course. Yep, thankfully. 6 hours. Ah, much quieter. You can't hear it, thank God. So let me turn the noise. You won't be able to hear it anyway, but let me turn the noise cancellation off. And you can hear the difference. Yeah. Cancellation, reduce background noise. I'll put the microphone right up to it. You're almost not going to hear that. It's going to be like background noise. So let me turn the unit off. You can hear the difference. Or not hear the difference. Yeah, so huge improvement. I don't know if I got a bum fan, you know, if that was my unit, or I've heard people complain some of their fans have been loud on the interweb, so that makes sense. So let me grab a couple of wire nuts. I think I have some small wire nuts here. Be right back. Sorry about that. Had to get some parts. So of course you could also wire in, you know, connectors like that, but that's overkill and way too big. I'm just going to use a couple of wire nuts here. My electrical box, miscellaneous stuff. I'm sure I've got some small, really small ones hiding in here, which is all you need. Yep, you always need one of these, you know, handy dandy boxes with electrical miscellaneous stuff. Always nice to keep organized. So let's use the wire nuts, and then we'll be done. Of course, this wire is so thin, probably just, you know, something like this. Actually, I'm just going to tape it. Nothing's going to happen. It's 12 volts. These wire nuts are actually a little bit too big. Yeah, so let's just electrical tape these guys together. That's all good. But now, you know, when I'm leaving this running, it's not going to be that annoying noise. Whew. It was bad having that fan grinding. Whew. Especially when you're down here working and, you know, you got to listen to that. It gives you a headache. So that's the only thing I would recommend to Solvol is, yeah, spend a few extra bucks and get a little bit better fan here for us. So other than that, the unit's really good. That side. This side. And Gap says, yeah, it'll be up and drying in no time. Especially if I drink too much tonight, right? Just kidding. Splash. Yep. So let's see which way this fan spins. So let's test it again. So typically most fans spin in the direction, the output is the direction of the label, and you can always check the fan sometimes is marked here. So let's just put this in facing that way. It's pretty tight there, yeah, so that's not going to go anywhere. So yeah, you could maybe, like that person did that really nice 3D model, yes, they did store desiccant in these sections here that are open. Make sure that the wire goes around here. Organize that. Just don't want that to the screw to go through. Screw to go through there. Put this underneath. Just want to be in that channel there. It's very thin wire, so I guess I have to go. Just happens the way it's lining up since I cut it. Let's turn this off because it's heating. I feel this is heating up, so it's burn the fingers. It does get pretty hot. Yeah, so you just want to put that in there. Yeah, you just want to make sure. Look at the top one. Wiring. Okay, I got a loop there. Just OCD, you don't like loops sometimes, but that's all right. Like so. It just happens to be where this is lining up, where it cut the line. There we go. That's pretty good. And what they could have done is, I guess it's, you know, where that person put that filament storage area. If they'd had, here's an idea. If they'd had the power coming in both on the same side, you could have had a cutout here with a silica, you know, holder in this area. At least you could have had that in it. I think that's what that person did in their design. So that would have made more sense because you do have a little bit of area in here. You could have put some silica dryer in, and I think yeah, that's the back. Front, it's open. Just pop this back in. Oh no, it goes the other. It goes the other way, dummy. You're calling me dummy. All right, yeah. So that's why this has much more clearance here in terms of space for storing silica. That makes sense. Obviously, the fan goes that way. So yeah, not that you want to screw this back in. No drinking when electrical wires and electricity are involved. Yeah, only after you're done. Yep. For sure. Yep. Let's get these screwed back in, and then we're all done. We're all dried out. All right. I always enjoy streaming these because I had to do this anyway, so I always like sharing my projects, what I'm working on. And now it's not going to annoy me having this this dryer running 24/7. The other feature I wish it had too was when you turn it on, it's set to 6 hours. The max this can run is 48 hours, and I know they probably do that for safety and other reasons, but I wish it defaulted to 48. Now, someone went in and changed the firmware on this unit and was able to have it come on with 48 hours, 50 Celsius. All right, so let's plug that back in. And they have nice little features here, like if you're using this as a drying box, they actually have a plug to seal this unit to keep your filament dry. Typically, if I've got filament in here, it's gonna be running, and I store my filament in a dry box anyway. But it's a nice, they looked at those details. So let's so see, it comes. Let me turn this off and show you. So it comes on, telling you the temperature and humidity and the unit. Temp is 50 is the max. I always do 50, and then the time is 6 hours. You can crank that up to 48, then press M again, and it's on now. Yes, oh, it's not on. I'm so used to the other fan that was so loud. You can't even hear that it's you can't hear that it's on, especially with the box like this closed. So wow, that's a huge improvement. So let me put this filament back in here just to keep drying. Yeah, so throw that one in here. Now there are some units that have that are motorized, so it'll spin the filament. So maybe that'll be my next one. Of course, they cost a lot more. I don't know if Solvol has one. Maybe they do. Over here, let's put this model back in, and of course, remember bottom, top. But yeah, I've noticed that too. Because the filament is just in one spot, sometimes I just manually go in and just do, spin it halfway, just so it's not the same spot each time. But it does work really well. It does make a big difference. Like this brown filament was this is actually a newer filament, so this filament was okay. But yeah, if you're not using it, and I know I'm going to be printing in this color, I'm like, oh, let's just keep it in here, ready to go. Can't hurt, can only help. And I'll put the model in too for that little spacer, but you can use anything there. That's fine. Yep. It's a little tight. I shouldn't have made. Yep, it fits exactly. I'm gonna give it a little bit of leeway there, but it's okay. So now close that. So it's got a little opening for the air to circulate out, so the moisture can circulate out, and that's it. So yeah, this Sandoa, yeah, this thing was giving me a headache for the past month. So glad to get that out. So if you have a similar problem, there's an easy solution. Not that tough to do. So yeah, I highly recommend it. Yeah, I do recommend this filament dryer, but not the fan that's inside of them. Again, maybe I did get a bum fan, but yep. So all right, everyone. Well, until the next project, we'll see everyone hopefully for Late Night Fortnite and Sunday Night Geekery, and hail to Gap After Dark and Daniel Barry, and any lurkers or any people watch this later. Oh, Gap has a question. Yep. Why do you put those filaments in there? Yeah. So what happens if your filament gets wet? Just over time, moisture gets into it. When you buy electronics, you always see those desiccant pouches, those little pouches of, they're little. Here's one. Always, it's silica pouch. Do not eat. Do not. So don't eat this stuff. Yep, doesn't taste good, dangerous. But so that the idea is you can buy. Yeah, let me show that. Good question. You can buy silica separately, orange indicating. So orange, it's good. Green, it's loaded with water. And yeah, that's true. That's fun. Let's put a drop of water in here and see if that'll show it. Let me grab a little container just to show. It'll turn. I bet you pretty quickly it'll turn. It'll turn green. There. Let's just. And then you can reuse it too. Then you can dry it out. So let's. Put it in there. Let's see. Do I have any? If I have any regular water. Some liquid. Let's see if it turns. It's green, as Scotty says. That's actually I don't have any water down here. It's probably mineral spirits, but it should. The idea is, yeah, this will turn when it absorbs all the liquid, then it'll turn green. So of course, you know, I've got a whole bottle of this, so yeah, you might be able to see the. Alrighty, let's see if that's changing color. Yeah, let me show you, and I'll show you how I store my filament. Yeah, so this is dry and dry, 1 quart. I think it's like $15, $10, so 2 pounds. So yeah, really great stuff. If you have anything you want to store too, you can get pouches or things to put this in. But the idea is you can do what you want with it. So it's pretty good. Yep. Yeah. So no moisture. Yep. So let me just show how I store my filament. Because yeah, might as well show everyone that. Thank you for the question. Yeah, so these didn't turn green yet, but they're still going. Yeah. So what I do, I buy these boxes. Yeah, I'll post these links as well. So I buy this box from Starlight. Makes it suck, but it's a dry box. You've got rubber seal here. And with that dry box, obviously keeps out the water and keeps your filament dry. So this is same thing. This is Eva Dry. These are great little units. So it's filled with the silica. A lot of silica in here, and just the color change. Same thing, wet, dry. And what's nice about this one, you just plug this in. It'll dry out the silica, and then put it back in. So I use one of these in each of the dry boxes. It can still, if some of the really old filament had gotten brittle, so that's why I put it in the dryer box to heat it up and dry it. And if I'm printing something that's giving me problems, print right from the box here, so it keeps it warm, heated, and dry as you're going. So if you don't need the color change on the AMS, it's great to just print from that box. And I have another video about splitter that you can use to do that. So that works really well. So all right. Yep, and Yep says that. Yeah, no moisture. Yep. Yeah, so you can use it for, say you had some tools, or electronics or anything that was moisture sensitive, or something you're going to store, long term, maybe old cameras or things you don't want to get moisture. And then God forbid if you live in an area like I do that floods, filament's not that expensive, but this, if you had some stuff you wanted to store, say valuable comic books, you could store in a box like this, because unfortunately lots of people have lost their comics. I guess it would have is it 100% waterproof after, I don't know, but at least stuff would have a chance in this. So I use those boxes to store all the filament and keep it dry. All right. Now we'll get out of it. Oh, here, Phantom's here. You're welcome, Gap. Yep. And Phantom says, now that goes in the box with the film. Yep. So that goes in the box with the filament dryer. The filament to keep them dry. Yep. So that's I have one for each box. Maybe you could do 2. And I have then you can read the. I have a meter in there, so I can read what the. Let's see, where's that meter? Show one of them. They're cheap on Amazon. You can see what the filament is. Oh, of course, the battery's dead, right? I gotta change this cap, and we need more power. I gotta change the battery in there, but I keep that in the box so I can see what the reading is. Yep. Why not put your desiccants? They sell at dollar stores. They're good for about a month. Yeah, because I'm just reusing them all the time. So these dryer boxes, it's just you can reuse it. So this is all filled with desiccant. This is very heavy. You can just see that little bit there, and then you just plug it in, dry it. You pay for convenience, right? So you could buy those dollar stores, but then you got to throw them out. And I just like it's got to have a protector. It's got to be a gadget. You can't have stuff that I'm going to throw away. So, but yeah, no, so you could do that. Yeah, you could do that. But yeah, you also want to read. You can see what the reading is in the box there. So that's another way to do it. But I like to. Come on, we got to save the planet. So use something that's reusable. So I don't know if this. Well, they haven't changed. They haven't gone green yet, Captain. But eventually they will, and that's how you know that it's filled up. Yep. No, the water goes. The desiccant absorbs any moisture, so the water goes into that box. It's filled with these orange little pellets. That box that I was showing you, that portable one that plugs in the wall. It's filled with these little orange desiccant balls here. So it's filled with that. So it's reusable. So the moisture goes into there, but that's why you have to dry it out periodically. So I also have desiccant in the AMS up here. So I've got desiccant in this guy up here. So these are 3D, tough to see, but there's 3D prints in here. They hold desiccant. It's one of the most common things to do for your bamboo. Hey, Tomby, how's it going? Yep. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you're having a great Friday. Yep. And the decanter absorbs the water. They're done when there's a. No, you'll never have water in the container, so that's why you need something to read read it, because this is going to be a percentage of moisture. Like if you look on this, it's showing here's the temperature, time left to go, 13% moisture in the box right now. Now you could add another unit to read that, but yeah, you're not going to have you're not going to see water in the box. If you see water in the box, then you're in big trouble. Yeah, trouble in River City. You can almost, I don't know if you can see this, the green hue. See, it did absorb all that liquid, and there's a green hue going in there. So the idea is, yeah, it's reusable. Yep. So, hey, Cam is here. Yep. Oh, and then Tomby says, yeah, I have similar dryers for my filaments too. Yeah, it makes a big difference. With my filaments, I was having all these failures with my Sidewinder X1. My first printer, especially, it's not an enclosed unit. The bamboo is all enclosed, so that does help, and it keeps, the box is heated. So you're not printing it with a bed slinger out in the open. But I was having a lot of failures, and then I bought a filament dryer. Like, wow, the prints are coming out great now. It's amazing, yeah. So it does make a huge difference, yeah. And great to see you, Cam, yep. Oh, cheap viewers on Streambo. Oh, I don't want any cheap viewers. I only want the expensive viewers. Great to see you, yep. So you put a battery up No. There's no. I'm gonna get it out again. There's no battery in it. That's what this is. So nice. It's just the only thing that's powered is that the heating unit in here. A lot of people use these in gun safes, for example. So this could just be a box of the desiccant, right? I mean, you could just have a plastic box with holes in it. That of course, it's got to be small enough so the desiccant doesn't go pour out. But when you're done. When this turns green here, when it's absorbed all the moisture, when all the granules of desiccant, it's absorbed all the moisture. So then you're purging into the moisture. So you plug it in the wall. There's a heater in this, and this heats up. And then after this is green, this will turn orange. It usually takes I just do it overnight. And once this is done, you can put it back in the box. So that's. You don't have to buy this unit. You could buy just a container, and then you could put the desiccant in your oven. I think the instructions say put it on 200 degrees, or you can put it in your microwave. You know, let's see what the box says here. I think it says, yeah, all right, here. Oven, half hour, 0.5 to 20 hours at 250. Okay. Microwave 10 minutes at defrost. I'd probably trust my oven better, but you can read the instructions there. So it's the convenience of this unit in terms of not having to put it in the oven. You just plug it in. So you pay for the convenience, but there's no power, nothing powered. It's just a portable portable dehumidifier basically with no power. It's just absorbing it. So of course you couldn't use this for your basement. I mean it's meant for small boxes or contained units, but it's a great way to add it to it. Yep. As Tomby says, yeah, filament humidity is a nightmare for PLA especially. Yeah, prints are just coming apart, or the filament would start cracking. The worst is when bad print, and then boom, then you get something that's stuck in the tube. Whenever you get a jam or something gets stuck. So here, I'll show this off. So this was one of my prints for the Scouts at the Pinewood Derby. So this came out pretty cool. So let me put the light on here. There we go. So as you can see, the fun stuff that you can do with the 3D printer. So there's so the only problem with this Pinewood Derby car, you can only win one race because he's only got one explosive charge in there. Yep. Yeah, basically you only pay a temp humidity monitor. Well, yeah, you've got the hydrometer. I can never say that word. Hydrometer, where you can read the humidity, and also you're paying for this for the automatic drying. Yep. Or you could fill the box with rice, as rice is natural desiccant, and keep all the moisture away, and keep all the moisture away till you put it out for good use. Got to be dry. Yeah, you could do that too, but I don't want to eat the rice after it's been near my filament. Yep. Yeah, so you bake the water exactly. Yep. What kind of smell do they give off when you? I've always just plugged this in the basement, so I've never really smelt anything off of these, but maybe you could. Yep. But yeah, I usually just keep them in my workshop, so I just plug it in overnight and come back and it's done. But I've never smelt any odor coming off of here. I mean, don't test it by peeing on it, I guess. You pee on it, then see what kind of moisture it gets. Yep. And Tomby, I'm sure he's saying, yeah, thanks. Yeah, this came up. The Scouts really like this. Yeah, they got a big kick out of this. Yep. And we got Gap saying, cool. Thank you. Yep. So yeah, so 3D printing's it's a lot of fun. Yeah, I was just doing this. Did some of these Daredevil signs. I'm actually doing some giveaways. I'll do another giveaway on Sunday Night Geekery. So I was giving some Daredevil signs away, and I was printing Black Panther here, Daredevil. It's some really cool prints with the AMS. I mean, it's really awesome that you can do these very easily. And you turn them into magnets. So my fridge is going to be covered with these. I hope the wife likes them. She gets mad I have too much comic book stuff around. Cool Daredevil. I gotta send one of these to send in some stuff to Arcade, but here's very cool Kirby Surfer. And then you stick the glue the magnets in the back here, so that you can. This is all plastic, but yeah, you can do that. Yep. So yeah, a lot of fun. Yeah. How many? I guess Phantom is probably almost infinite, right? I mean, as long as you keep drying it out, I guess until unless these at some point I've never heard of these wearing out, but maybe they do. But I've had them for years, so I guess maybe if they break down or like plastic, if it gives up the ghost. But yep. Yeah, 3D printed stick picture in the mark exactly. Yep. So this is actually one of the just go on Maker World, and someone converted all those stickers to 3D prints and just print them and I didn't put the magnets in the Black Panther yet, but then you turn these into magnets or stick them to your wall anywhere. Yeah, so they're really fun. Yeah, there's a whole set that you can print. I got to do Ben Grimm yet. I got to get out the orange filament, but yeah. So yeah, so it's a really nice, nice thing to have and be able to yeah, create. It'll be even more comic book stuff around here, which is tough to do. But all right, well, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's 5 o'clock here now. So hope everyone had a great time hanging out here today and learned something. And appreciate Phantom and Gap and Tomby. And let's see who was also here. Capitalistic Claude, Cam, and who else is in it? Daniel Barry was here. Gap. Phantom, okay, yep. And now to all your lurkers, if anyone watches this later, you know when you can fast forward through through a couple parts. But yeah, this is a nice upgrade for this printer. Dryer. It's nice not having this annoying fan. So of course the only problem is now you can't tell that the unit's on unless you come to look at it. But yep, great to catch you on a live one. Yep, appreciate it. Yep. Have a good one. Yep. Says Gap. That was cool. Thank you very much. Yep. Oh, you should also print out phrases if they're good, some not so good. Yeah, Excelsior, or there's a sign maker on Maker World too. You can make your own signs, or if you just grab the graphic, it's easy enough to turn that into a sign. So yeah, if you have any suggestions, let me know. But all right, let's surf on out of here. Everyone have a great Friday night. Go UConn. Fairfield ladies got destroyed today in the tournament, but they're a small school, so it's good that they actually made it. But yeah, too bad they did not include an app to get notice from the monitor. Yeah. So all right, everyone, appreciate you being here, and have a great Friday. Here we go. Put the surfer on here. Here we go. So take care and catch you on the next stream.
Fun storming the castle.
106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
You're still here? It's over. Go home.